I am, dog. Like, there's this guy who does, basically, he compiles the best predictors on YouTube, right? I have a prediction accuracy of over 60, over 70%, but I feel like throughout the months he was missing a couple of fights that I got right. It's only recently that when he started to create a, I don't know if it's called a Patreon, that he's able to update like the information, and I don't blame him at all. Um, I'm just shocked that I actually have such a high. Once upon an oil fest. How are you, man? Yeah, the first one in the stream. I'm surprised. Um, ready to predict the upsets. Yeah, yeah. We're here. I was just talking about my prediction accuracy. There's this dude who, I don't know if you know him, man. He compiles like channels and everything like that. So he missed a couple of my predictions. So over the past five months, I'm confident that my prediction accuracy is above 70%. On his channel, he says 68.2, which is inaccurate. But I don't fault the guy. I mean, he tracks so many channels, but nonetheless, it's honestly surprising to me. I know I have good predictions, but 70% seems high for me because I don't feel like I'm at my peak. I feel like there's so many things that are out of my power that that will significantly improve my prediction accuracy. So it's crazy for me to know that my prediction, like over the past 5 months, I think I think I predicted like 200 and something. So, what do you call it? Bad cards can bring it down. Yeah, UFC no and a couple of them, and that's expected. But still, for me to still be at 70%, it's incredible. I'm just thinking about the fact that, and you remember when I was telling you guys that I feel confident that I can actually reach 100%. Like even if I'm not consistently getting 100%, like I said I would fluctuate between 80 and 100. And there was some dude in the comment section saying, nah, that's not possible. Right now, what I'm doing right now, I don't feel like it's 50% of what I can do if I was monetized. So the fact that I can get 70% over 5 months predicting every single card shows that I can actually reach the point whereby my prediction accuracy fluctuates between 80 to 100%. If I'm at 70 now and I don't feel like I'm at 50% even, I feel like um, he tra- let me see game he tracked 220 on your predictions. Um, Aviraj, how are you, man? Let me stop rambling. I just wanted to touch on that. I feel like he was missing. I feel like he was missing a couple of fights. I don't blame him at all. I'm just saying that it's crazy to me that I'm at 70 because I'm very critical of myself. So um, yeah, actually, let me just get to the upsets predictions. But my breakdowns are still incredible. So there's that. I just want my prediction accuracy to go up a little bit. And I'm going to work on that. Let me reply to you guys before I get started. The bed cards can bring that down. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the month before this one, I was on a five week win streak. I know that bad cards. Ultimately, it's MMA. I'm just saying the crazy part for me is that I don't feel like I'm even close to my peak or my ability to actually predict. I'm very critical of a lot of things. If you watch my predictions and if you watch me live, you know how hard I am on myself. Like when I get cards wrong, like that's the thing, and I keep saying that I'm not even close to how good I know I can get. But I'll wait for my channel to get monetized so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. But it's crazy that I'm already at 70% over 5 months. It's easy to get 70% or 80% in like 2 months, or predicting a couple of cards. The mere fact that I've predicted over 200 fights and my prediction accuracy is like at 70% is insane. But I'm going to continue to improve that, I promise. Let me reply, and then so that I can get to the upset predictions. Once upon an oil fest, this card is gonna make my prediction accuracy average go down to 30%. I'm also worried, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Gamer, gamer of games. He tracked the 220 on your predictions. Yeah, I think it's 226. Yeah. When he started, he was missing a couple of fights. Um, which is fine. That's why I prefer. I'm going to do my own um, roundup basically for the subscribers, the subscribers' prediction accuracy, and my prediction accuracy for the entire year this year. But I'm going to do them once every card has been after every card is done, before the awards come out on the channel. Um, but I mean, like that's a pretty high prediction accuracy, considering I feel like I'm doing below average according to my standards, at least. Do you consider someone who got robbed at the gunpoint goofy? Thanks for the answer. I don't know, man. I wouldn't say that. I mean, if you got robbed at gunpoint, I mean, you have to choose between losing materialistic things and your life. I mean, I don't feel like that makes anyone goofy. Avarachi, yo, what's up, man? How are you, man? Welcome to the stream, bro. I'm going against your pick on Moreno. Let's see what happens. You know what? On this card, my dude, like, I encourage you, do whatever you feel like feels right, because I'm worried. I have so many underdogs on this card, and it worries me. But I'm sticking to them. I trust my strategy. I trust my process. But I'm not gonna lie, it scares me. It really does. But we'll see. You know, my prediction, it, the same strategy I used on UFC 308 that got me 11 out of 13 is the same strategy I'm using on this card. So I'm trusting the process. I guess we'll just have to see how that goes. But I don't blame you for going against me. But I just feel like Moreno will be a little bit better. Um, yeah, I think he will be a little bit better. I think people think Moreno will do better on the feed, of which I don't really agree. I feel like it's going to surprise people. I think Moreno might do better on the ground, or rather, at least defensively. I think Moreno might have the advantage to some extent. And on the feed, I feel like it will be a little bit closer. Um, so yeah, but bro, let me see. Average, bro, you think on this five leg? What do you think on this five leg parlay? Mike, Zahabi, Zalal, Amir, and Gibson. Once upon an oil fest, I mean, it seems like he feels like it's a solid parlay. Um, so I apologize for that. Like my little sister just drove in. Anyway, I feel like that's a really solid parlay. But you know what? Um, I picked Moreno. Amir Albazi has a shot at winning, but I'm not gonna like I picked Moreno for a reason. Like whenever I pick any person, it's because of a good reason, and that's why my predictions are normally good. So but I do get some picks wrong, so I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that that's especially because I feel like the fight is going to be very close. So Amir could win. Zahabi, like every single pick that you picked is the pick that I picked, but um, I think Mike Malott is going to do really well. I'm a little bit worried about Yusuf Zalal. I'm a little bit worried about Zahabi. I think Gibson is going to win. So I feel a little bit not too confident, but a little bit confident with Gibson and Mike. But the rest, I'm a little bit worried. But it seems like a solid parlay. I could be wrong about Amir, but I'm going to go through the card and tell you my opinion on who I think the favorite is. That's a solid parlay. Once upon an oil fest. Yo, brother, thanks. Avaraji, my pleasure, man. It has given 10 times return. Let's see what happens. I hope so, my dude. Bill Gates, I do business. I don't know if Bill Gates would be in my comment section, but you know, send me an email if that's you. But I doubt. Avaraji, bro, I think this card is full of mind, like 100%, man. Full of minds. No, I agree with you. Prince Akech, brother, like, give me your two most confident picks from this card. Let me go through the upsets predictions and I'll give you that. Um, Bro, Zalal and Zahabi for me. Avaraji. I mean, I'm glad that you feel confident about Zahabi and Zalal because they worry me. Let me try and respond to you guys quickly. Risky card. I personally am not putting any money down. That's what I advised on the final predictions. Like, irrespective, even if on this card, like even if I get 100%, it doesn't mean anything because I'm scared right now because like I honestly don't know how this whole thing is going to play out. So the best advice I'd give anyone is just to stay away from it or spend at least like the lowest amount possible on the card. Um, who liked and disliked you guys? Let me see. Avaraji, yes, bro. Even I'm not putting much money on this card. Yeah, that smart move, man. Avaraji, bro, make a video. What is your log of the week? Yeah, let me get to the video, man. We also want that type of. That's what you mean. It's a humble request. I normally combine that kind of video with my upsets predictions, but I'll consider doing it separately. Um, Actually, let me just get to the abscess predictions. I'll try to do that separately. A lot of the things that I do as on these videos are like so loaded. That's why the videos are normally so long. I'll try to separate them if I can. Anyway, Jack Shaw versus Yusuf Zalal. My subscribers and I went with Yusuf Zalal. Um, Jack Shaw is the underdog at plus 190, and Yusuf Zalal is the favorite at minus 230. Do I think an upset is possible here? I think so. I think so. Um, I don't know, man. I feel like on the feet it's gonna be close. On the ground, I don't know, man. Maybe Jack Shaw might lose because of size. But I don't know, man. Um, it's a really tricky fight for me. Obviously, I picked Yusuf Zalal, but to be honest, I'm not very confident on about this particular pick. So I think an upset is possible here. Um, so yeah, an upset is definitely possible here. But my official pick and my subscribers' official pick. Um, I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please, if my voice is still breaking, please let me know. Uh, Zalal, I'm sorry, man. And I use 5G. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Is it still bad? On my side, it looks like it's fine. Twizzy, it is a tricky fight, but if current day Simone Club and subs you, it's hard for me to pick Shaw. Okay, I hear you, man. I hear you, Tweezy. Okay, I think maybe it fluctuates with the levels of good and bad. Let me just continue with the upsets predictions. I use 5G. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'm sure it'll keep doing that. Hopefully it doesn't though. Jack Shaw is too small for featherweight, and I feel like Zalal is gonna be top five level soon. He has improved significantly. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit more confident about my pick, but I'm still worried. But I do feel like an upset is possible here. But I'm officially picking Yusuf Zalal. My subscribers as well are picking Yusuf Zalal. On to the next one, Jamie Lynn Harth versus Ivan Petrovic or Petrovic. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name properly. Jamie Lynn Harth is a minus 200 favorite. Wow. And the Petrovic is the underdog at plus 165. Do I think an upset is possible here? Yeah, man. Obviously, my subscribers and I picked Petrovic, but a lot of people are making the argument that Jamie Lynn Harth has faced better competition. Um, but that's the argument a lot of people like to make, man. That's the same argument people were making about Hamza when he was coming up. That's the same people. That's the same argument that people were making when Umar was about to fight Corey Sanhagen. That's the same argument that the people were making when Ilya Tuporia was fighting Alexander Volkanovski. A lot of people like to use elite level competition to justify picks. My only biggest fear with this particular pick is that um, Petrovic is not seasoned. I feel like she needs to get a couple more fights in order for me to be confident about any pick relating to her. But nonetheless, I'm sticking with Ivana. Do I think an upset is possible here? Yeah, I obviously picked Petrovic, so I feel like an upset is definitely possible here. But it's a coin flip, man. For me, this one is a coin flip. So it plays further into the fact that I think Jamie Lynn Harth might actually win, but I'm picking Petrovic. Like I feel not extremely confident, but I'm still sticking with her. So yeah, an upset is possible here, definitely. On to the next one, Chad and Heliga versus Cody Gibson. My subscribers went with Chad, and I went with Cody Gibson. Wow, okay. Chad and Heliga is the underdog at plus 145, and Cody Gibson is the favorite at minus 175. Um, sorry. So Cody Gibson is the favorite at minus 175. Um, do I think an upset is possible here? I don't know, man. I think Cody Gibson is one of the very few fights that I feel pretty confident about. Not extremely, but I feel a little bit more confident. Okay, no, I'm lying. Um, I don't think an upset is possible here. It is, but not highly. Let me put it like that. Um, let me see. On the feet, it'll be evenly matched. On the ground, I feel like Cody Gibson might have an advantage. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't say an upset is possible here. I think let me say let me say it like this. There's a mid-level possibility that an upset is possible here. The probability of that happening is not high and it's not low. It's just like I don't know if I'm actually articulating myself properly because I don't want to say there's no possibility for an upset here because there is a little bit of it. But nonetheless, yeah, I feel a little bit more confident in Cody Gibson. Like that's all I can say. Cody Gibson is one of the very few fighters on this card that, surprisingly, I feel like he should definitely win this one. Um, anyway, on to the next one. Sirhi City versus Garrett Armfield. My subscribers and I went with Garrett Armfield. Siri City is a favorite at minus 165, and Garrett Armfield is the underdog at plus 140. Do I think an upset is possible here? Garrett Armfield. Garrett Armfield is. I think he should have like the biggest advantage. Okay. Okay. Sure. Um. So Garrett Armfield. I think Garrett Armfield is going to. Sorry, I was talking to my little sister. Um. I think Garrett Armfield should. I think Garrett Armfield should definitely win this fight. But I mean, CD looked good in his previous fight. I think he's rightfully the favorite in this particular fight. I think it's close, but I'm going with Garrett Armfield, man. It's hard for me to. I think there's going to be a very slight difference in the fight. Um, I want to say I feel really confident about this particular fight, but it's gonna be very close. So I will say an upset is possible here, largely because obviously I'm picking Garrett Armfield. But yeah, okay, an upset is possible here. This is going to be a really tricky fight. I mean, tricky card. That's one of the biggest reasons why I was telling everyone to just stay away from this card. If you see me struggling to actually say whether an upset is possible here or not, it's yeah. I'm officially picking Garrett Armfield, and my subscribers are also picking Garrett Armfield. I'm not very confident, um, but I think Garrett Armfield should definitely win this one. But I will say an upset is possible here, largely because um, I feel like this is a coin flip. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Whew. If I get above 10 here, I will be ecstatic, and this is going to be a test. You know, UFC Noche is one of those cards that were testing the strength of my prediction accuracy. I think this is going to be the card that's going to actually test my prediction accuracy as well. Um, yeah, there's gonna be a wild card. But anyway, an upset as possible here. On to the next one. Alexander Romanov versus Rodrigo Nascimento. My subscribers and I went with Alexander Romanov. Alexander Romanov is the underdog at plus 110, and Rodrigo Nascimento is the favorite at minus 135. Wow, that's very surprising. Um, I don't know, man. I feel like Romanov should actually win this fight. Um, I don't know. I don't see Rodrigo Nascimento winning this one. Maybe I could be wrong, but I feel pretty confident that not too confident. I mean, it's heavyweight. He could be out of breath. And a couple of people have been like I've never seen so many people in the comment section talking about like they are going to decide who to pick based on how the weigh-ins go. So um, yeah, I feel like Romanov should win this one. I think he's all round the better fighter. Both on the feet and on the ground, I think he's going to be the better fighter. I don't know why Rodrigo Nascimento is the favorite here. I guess we'll find out. I honestly don't agree. Damn, this time I have so many underdogs. Anyway, Do I think an upset is possible here? Yeah, Alexander Romanov is the underdog, so I'll say yeah, an upset is definitely possible. Charles Jourdain versus Victor Henry. The odds are near even. Charles Jourdain is minus 115 and Victor Henry is minus 105. Um, my subscribers and I went with Charles Jourdain. Do I think an upset is possible here? And the odds are close, but I do feel like Charles Jourdain should actually win this fight. Um, so yeah, Oof, there are so many things happening here. Anyway, so I feel like Charles Jourdain should win. There's an event happening here at home, so there's so much movement. Anyway, so yeah, do I think an upset is possible here? I mean, Victor Henry is like 37. Um, so yeah, an upset is definitely possible here. An upset is definitely possible. Um, yeah, I'm not even breaking down the fights. Like so I'm being distracted. It irritates me. But anyway, okay, not irritate me. I love helping, but I can't focus on what I'm doing, and I enjoy doing this. Anyway, Victor Henry is 37, so on the feed, let me see. I think it's going to be close, but I feel like Charles Jourdain should do significantly better. Um, Down the weight class, I don't know, man. I think he's going to look a little bit better down a weight class. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. On to the next one. Ariana Lipski versus Jasmine Jasu Davicius. Um, Let me see. My subscribers and I went with Jasu Davicius. Ariana Lipski is the underdog at plus 170, and Jasmine Jasu Davicius is the favorite at minus 205. Um, do I think an upset is possible here? Uh, I think so. I feel like Jasmine. I feel like Ariana Lipski is being underestimated. She's been improving significantly. She's she's been improving significantly for Little Lemon. Oh, okay. So I feel like Jasmine Ariana Lipski is being underestimated. I think she's been performing significantly well over the past couple of fights. She has lost to a decent fighter. So for me personally, I feel like despite the fact I'm not very high on Jasmine Davicius, I know a lot of people are very high on her. I'm not one of those people. I feel like she's fine. Like she's not really good. I mean, she lost to didn't she lose to Tracy Cortez? I mean, and it's not a bad pick. Um, Ultimately, I also picked the Tracy Cortez, but I'm just saying, if she was that good, I don't feel like she would be performing that in that particular way. Anyway, I think an upset is definitely possible here. Even though my subscribers and I are going with Jasmine Jasu Davicius. On to the next one, Ayman Zahabi versus Pedro Munoz. My subscribers and I went with Ayman Zahabi. Um, Zahabi is the underdog at plus 110, and the Pedro Munoz is the favorite at minus 135. Do I think an upset is possible here? Man, I mean, it is. I didn't think it was possible against. I felt pretty confident about Kyla Phillips. And look at what happened. I don't know if the same thing will happen to Ayman Zahabi. But I didn't think it would happen to Kyla Phillips. So it's kind of difficult for me to actually feel confident about this one at this particular point. But I feel like, yeah, man. And Pedro Munoz is 38 years old. But at the same time, I mean, Pedro lost to Kyla Phillips. So that hasn't aged well. And it's 38 years old. So in fighting, that's ancient, especially in their division. Do I think an upset is possible here? Obviously, I'm picking AM and Zahabi. So, yeah, I think an upset is definitely possible here. On to the next one, Mike Millard versus Trevin Giles. My subscribers and I went with Mike Millard. Mike Millard is the favorite at minus 270, and Trevin Giles is the underdog at plus 220. Do I think an upset is possible here? I don't know. I think so. I'm going to say I think so, but to be honest, Mike Malott is one of the very few fighters on this card that I feel like should definitely win. Skill for skill, I feel like they're even almost evenly matched. But the biggest issue here for me is that I feel like Mike Malott is not going to lose twice in Canada, and he was winning his last fight. I know people are knocking him for actually losing to Magny, which is not great, but I mean. um, yeah, Zahabi is old. He's 30. Is 30. But I agree with that. But I mean, Pedro Munoz is a little bit up there. Like I mean, Bilal Muhammad is like 36 right now, I think, and he's the champion. He just became the champion, and I know that's welterweight, but I'm just saying you can still find lightning. He's he's just 2 years into that slowing down phase. Pedro Munoz is like I don't know 4 or 5 years into it, so it's gonna affect them differently, and that's one of the reasons why I think Daniel Cormier, according to Daniel Cormier, he felt like he was slowing down. He couldn't take certain shots. And Stipe wasn't much younger than him, but that few difference for him felt like it was significant, and I agree with that. But you make a good point. It's not like so. I guess we'll just see. Mike Malott worries me, but I think he should perform really well on this particular card. But for me, skill for skill, I think they're evenly matched. I just feel like maybe Mike Malott is going to win because of motivation. I think he wants to regain the hype if there was ever any. Um, yeah, I'm not. My confidence is not based on the fact that I feel like Mike Malott is leaps and bounds better than Trevin Giles. My confidence is based off of the fact that I think he's a little bit more motivated to win than Trevin Giles. But skill for skill, they are evenly matched. Anyway, an upset is definitely possible. Okay, not definitely, but it is possible. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say it's highly possible, but it is possible. Damn, so far I haven't said there's no fight so far that I've said is an upset is not possible. This is probably going to be the first time that happens. Mark Andre Barrios versus Dustin Stoltzfus. My subscribers and I went with Mark Andre Barrios. Um, Mark Andre Barrios is the favorite at minus 205, and Dustin is the underdog at plus 170. Do I think an upset is possible? Yeah. I feel like Mark Andre is going to be better on the feet. Dustin will be better on the ground. Um, Mark does not have the best takedown defense. Um, Mark does not have the best takedown defense. So it's a little bit worrying. Man, the ground game scares me a little bit, man. I think Mark Andre would have been my probably my lock on the card if I had more confidence in his takedown defense. I don't have a lot of confidence in Marc Andre's takedown defense. Um, I think it's pretty trashy. Hopefully he improves. So because of that, I'll say an upset is possible here. I think Marc Andre should actually win this fight, depending on how his takedown defense is. Um, so yeah, an upset is definitely possible here. Caio Machado versus Brenderson Ribeiro. My subscribers and I went with Brenderson Ribeiro. Machado is the favorite at minus 165, and Ribeiro is the underdog at plus 135. Similar to the last fight, I feel like Machado will be better on the feet. Brenderson Ribeiro will be better on the ground. On the feet, the only way I see Ribeiro winning this fight is if he gets a finish. Um, yeah, I don't see this going for Machado's. I don't know, man. I think an upset is definitely possible here. Obviously, I'm picking Ribeiro, but on the feet, I think it's going to be Machado. On the ground, I think it's going to be Ribeiro. I feel like if this fight doesn't end with a finish, probably Machado might be the one winning. But I'm officially picking Ribeiro. An upset is definitely possible here. On to the next one. Derek Lewis versus Jonathan Diniz. My subscribers went with Derek Lewis. I went with Jonathan Diniz. Derek Lewis is the underdog at plus 140, and Diniz is the favorite at minus 170. Um, I don't know, man. Derek Lewis for me has not been that great of a fighter. He just has the knockout power. I think he's fighting someone who also has power. And I made the point that he lost to Taito Ivasa. I mean, Taito Ivasa has lost every single, quite literally, has lost every single fight since he knocked out Derek Lewis. So yeah, that loss has not aged well. I think now Derek Lewis is ranked above Taito Ivasa. I'm not sure, despite the fact that he knocked him out and he was in the top five, which is crazy. So I don't know, man. I mean, Derek Lewis still has the power, but I feel like if it gets past the first round, Derek Lewis is not gonna win this fight, um, because he's going to slow down significantly. Um, so do I think an upset is possible here? Because of the power, I'll say yeah. Because of the power. Bro, that's my exact prediction too. Denise round two. Yeah, I honestly sincerely agree. I feel like if it gets past the first round, he's going to lose. He's going to start slowing down. The person who will look a little bit sharper, who will be landing more frequently, will be Denise. And to be honest, I don't think it's going to get to a decision because he he will be picking him so apart so much that I think he's going to be able to finish him. Um, so yeah, I think an upset is possible here. I know, I don't know, man. Because of the power, I'll say yeah, but I think Jonathan Dini should actually win this one. On to the next one, Rose Namajunas versus Aaron Blanchfield. My subscribers went with Rose Namajunas. I went with Aaron Blanchfield. Rose is the underdog. Wow, at plus 105, and Blanchfield is the favorite at minus 125. Do I think an upset is possible here? I mean, it's Rose, man. Rose could, surprise us. That's highly possible. However, I can't help but remember the fight between Carla Esparza, and I said this on my final predictions. Rose's reaction to a grappler, a really good grappler, was not great. It resulted in a very low output, and Blanchfield is a little bit better at striking than Carla Esparza was, so she will pressure. And even if Rose tries to pick like I know she's saying she's going to try and finish the fight, but I don't know, man. Um, I think Erin Blanchfield is going to be better here. Um, so I think Erin Blanchfield is better here. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I just favor her because number one, Rose has not looked the same since she left the Trevor Whitman. And number two, she got scared by Carla Esparza. And I feel like Blanchfield is a better grappler and is a bigger grappler than Carla Esparza. So if she reacted that way to Carla Esparza, I don't know how she's going to handle Erin Blanchfield. Especially because I'm assuming she thinks it's going to be easy to defend takedowns, and I don't think it's going to work out well for her. But it's Rose, so I'll say an upset as possible here. So this is going to be the first card where I don't feel like there's any safe fight, to be honest. But I'll give you my locks, I guess. I don't know if they are locks or not, but I'll give you the fights that I feel confident about. Brandon Moreno versus Amir Albazi. My subscribers and I went with Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno is the favorite at minus 155. Albazi is the underdog at plus 130. Do I think an upset is possible here? 100%. Both have decent grappling, or rather, both have really good grappling. Both have really good striking, even though a lot of people do not want to admit that. I mean, Albazi was able to survive 5 rounds with Kai Kara France, something that Urseg, a former title contender, that couldn't do. So I feel pretty confident in the fact that I feel like this fight is going to be very close. Um, yeah, on the feet, I feel like it's going to be dead even. On the ground, I could see Brandon Moreno having some success, despite the fact that I know a lot of people think that's where Albazi is going to shine. He might because of strength, I assume, or I think, but this fight is going to be very close. So because of that, I feel like an upset is possible here. It's a coin flip. Um, Guys, I want to read the comments and everything like that. I'll respond to the ones that I see now. They want my help, so I have to bounce. Let me just give you my locks and bounce. I think there's so many fights that I feel like upsets are possible. I don't feel like there's even a point in giving good underdogs. Okay, let me just give you good underdogs and locks, and then I can leave. Let me see. Who are my? I don't. Locks is a strong word. I'll say confident pick, mid confident picks. Let's see. Number one is Cody Gibson. Number two, I can't believe I'm saying this. Alexander Romanov is the second one I feel pretty confident about. Um, Charles Jourdain. Okay, so it's going to be at number one. I'll put Charles Jourdain. Number two, I'll put Cody Gibson. Number three, I'll put Alexander Romanov. Um, Let me see. Uh, I don't know. I'm leaning towards Jonata Denise, but Derek Lewis's power scares me, so I'll skip this one. But I think I feel a little bit more confident in Jonata Denise winning this fight. And who else? Yeah, I think those are my locks. Right. It's going to be number one will be Charles Jourdain. Number two, Cody Gibson. Number three, Alexander Romanov. I wouldn't call them locks. I wouldn't even call them confident picks. These are mid confident picks. I'm not very confident. This card is crazy. Okay, and let me give you solid underdogs. I'd say Rose Namajunas. Um, Solid underdogs. Rose Namajunas. Who else? Let me see. I don't know, man. I want to. I think Jack Shaw. I know a lot of people are crapping on him. I think Jack Shaw, Serhi City. Uh, Okay. Okay. um, Let me see. Yeah, I think it's going to be Rose Namajunas number one, number two Jack Shaw, number three Sirhi City, and then maybe let me give you the last one. Um, yeah, I think that's it. We'll talk. We'll talk. We'll talk. I appreciate all of you. I have to bounce and get busy. See you Monday when I do my prediction results. Those who know. Let me see. Albazi's Jacob's log of the week. Those who know. Okay, Albazi wins for sure. Okay. Those who possess the knowledge of the current subject at hand. Wow. Okay, we'll talk sharp. See you Monday. Deuces.